It's another hot sunny day at our backyard mountain bike trail. Last week we finished the trail with these two berms. Well, sort of. If you look at the map here, you can see that we still have unused elevation. You also may have noticed that there is a lack of something very important on this trail: jumps. Jumps are like the bread and butter of fun single track, so we had to make some. To fix this problem and waste of elevation, the trail will now look like this: a tight 180 at the top, and then a straight line to a gap jump using the berms. So, we went outside and started working. First, we got a few loads of dirt so that we could build a jump. Just the day before, we got a ton of dirt off KSL and put it in the same trailer as last episode. Once we got the dirt down, we started filling in the single track so that way it would be flat and smooth. So the original plan was to have rollers right here and then a jump right over there. But we're not sure the rollers are actually going to give you speed because of how slow you come into them. So we're just going to build the jump first. Micah's already working on that, as you can see, but we're going to keep going. We needed wood to put in the lip so that way we wouldn't have to use as much dirt. So I brought over an old fence post and snapped it into a few pieces. After that, I threw some dirt on the lip and started working on it. She put some dirt right here. The lip took a lot more dirt than expected. It took just about half as much dirt as the berm, even though it was only 1/8 of the size. Yeah, why isn't there a shiny multi? I think we should water it right now. After watering it, it looked nice, but we had to pack it down. We also used a load of dry dirt to help passively pack down the wet dirt. For the most part, we have the lip pretty well shaped right now. As you can see, it has a good transition, a good radius and stuff. I think we're just going to send it to flat first, so then we know where to put the landing for the wheelbarrows right now, but we do want it to be a gap. So yeah, now we just need more dirt and stuff. We're just gonna get going. After a few run-ups, I decided to hit the jump. Yeah, I cased pretty bad. After that disgraceful attempt, Micah gave it a shot.
Whoa! You jumped it, Micah! Yeah.
And with the king himself, Micah, casing, I knew we had to do something to the landing. But we also changed the lip. We made it a little bit bigger so that you go farther and hit the landing. And the lip was practically finished. Now all we had to do was let it dry. After the lip dried, I packed it down for a little bit.
No, don't. Oh, okay.
We then watered the landing and then patted it down so it would be a little harder when it dried.
Yeah, like the sides. Come on.
And after all that, the new jump was looking really good. Next, we made a landing for this drop right here, so that way it was easier to drop, and it was not even that hard to build. Except for the fact that Micah lost all motor function right here. And after cleaning up Micah's mess, we had a pretty good landing. It was still wet though. If you remember, in the first episode I put a little hop rock here. But in the second episode we removed it because it didn't really do anything and wasn't that fun. Now, this straightaway is really bland, and no one likes bland trails. So we're going to put a tabletop jump here. We started off by sawing up some logs that we could put in the tabletop. We actually ended up putting most of the logs on the side, so that way the dirt wouldn't erode away and destroy the table. Jump's looking good so far. It's a lot better than our little rock thing we had last time. We might actually be able to get our off of it, but now we have to get the dirt up here. Should be finished in a little bit. We don't need that much more dirt. The jump was looking pretty nice, and overall, I thought it was going to run pretty well. Cinematic shot. After grabbing some dirt and bringing it over, we put the last few loads on, and it was almost done. I put some of the stuff just over it. Alright, now that we have the tabletops finished, we're going to do some maintenance on these berms since we have a ton of extra dirt and we can make them a lot better. We decided to maintenance the top berm as well, because the end of the berm didn't really set you up that great for the second berm. We also filled up this hole that we made in the first episode. When it was filled, it acted as a nice viewing platform for people to watch.
Actually, just keep it like that, because then you can stand there.
The new features were much better, and they looked pretty nice as well. The only thing left to do was hit them, but first we had to let them dry, because the dirt that we used was very muddy when it got wet. So, we waited 2 or 3 days, and then came back. I did a few run-ups, and went intentionally slow to see how well you could hop off of this thing. After a few crashes, I knew something was wrong.
Oh no.
Yeah, it turns out all these failures were because I had a flat. Pretty much. Definitely. After putting air in my tire, I went back out and tried it again. And I cased it a little, but I was fine with that. So I decided to get some of my first attempts in on the gap jump. For some reason, I just could not stop casing. I thought I had found the reason why. You see, right here, you cannot get that much speed. So I decided to start at the bottom of the stairs and try to get more speed there to build up for the jump.
Oh, it worked. That's good. Fast.
And after many failed attempts, I finally got a few good jumps in. I even did like a mini whip here.
Jeez.
And sadly,
You
after that,
can't
it
see
turned dark, so we couldn't
anything.
get any footage. So I guess we'll be trying these in the next episode. Until then, see you in the next episode. The HOA has done something. They've made the executive decision. Since this is technically on their land, they removed the trampoline. And they just told us to restore it to its natural state, but there's been a trampoline there. There's been a trampoline there for like 13 years, so we don't know what the natural state is, but I hate that guy. Anyways,